Yeah, well, we're not done with the class. We're almost. We got 1 quarter left. Okay. Law of cosines. You guys get out your pink sheets?
No pink sheets.
those pink sheets.
What?
Oh, I lost that.
LOL to that.
I say as I call it out.
Is it really painful?
Do we have law of cosines written?
Yeah, it's a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc parentheses cosine.
Okay. On your notes, I want you to draw a triangle. What's funny is that this says RST and this stuff's ABC, which is not helpful. So we're going to draw A, B, C.
That's a different one.
It is, because this one's RST, and that's not helpful when we talk about our formulas.
But why don't you just write the letter over?
Just switch everything to RST.
Okay, you can do that. That's fine. Across from our angle A is side A, across from B is side B, and across from C is side C. Wow. Okay. So what this says, if I am looking for side A, it tells me I have side B squared plus side C squared minus 2 times the same sides B and C, and then I have my angle A. Okay, so again, I have side, angle, side. Okay, this machine's going whack again. So I can also find angles from this. I will give you that formula tomorrow when we talk more about finding angles. Okay, it's just some algebra stuff. Anywho, okay. 4 is an important question. It says to find the length of a side of a triangle using law of cosines, what information must you know? Well, what did we just say we have to know? Side, angle, side, okay? Don't forget with our side, angle, side, that means my angle has to be between my 2 sides, okay? I can't have this angle over here, that's not helpful. Our angle has to be between our 2 sides. Okay. Let's try out this cool little formula. It says the lengths of 2 sides of a triangle are 8 and 10, and the measure of the angle between them, good, I have between them, is 40 degrees. So let's draw a triangle. Side lengths 8 and 10, angle in between 40 degrees. Doesn't matter where your sides are as long as your angle's in between them. Okay, it says I want the approximate length of the 3rd side, okay? Is that side across from my angle? Good. That's good news. More good news. Literally all we're doing is plugging stuff in. Yay! We love plugging stuff in and using formulas. Okay, so the side that I'm looking for, let's just call it a squared. Could call it x squared. Doesn't really matter. Okay. The first part of our formula says take your sides squared and added. Okay, kind of like the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to take my side 8 squared, add my side 10 squared. I'm going to run out of room, but that's okay. Okay, that's part 1 of our formula. Second part says subtract 2 times those same sides, 8 and 10. Remember, in our formulas, the lowercase letters represent sides, capital letters represent angles. Still attached to this is the cosine of our angle, which is 40. Sorry, that went whack. Okay, literally all we did is plug stuff in. It doesn't matter if you put 10 first, and 8 here, and 10 here, and 8 here. It doesn't matter, okay? You don't even really have to stay consistent.
Would we put 8 times 10 in parentheses? Or does it matter?
This 8 times 10?
Yeah.
Nope, it's not gonna matter because if I do 2 times 8 times 10 or 10 times 8 times 2, it doesn't really matter. It's just multiplying. Okay, does everybody know where I got this sideway crooked stuff from?
Yes.
Okay, simplify. Still have my a squared. 8 squared is how much?
64.
64. 10 squared.
100.
100. Then we're gonna go minus. Let's do 2. Okay, what? 2 times 8? 16. 16 times 10? 160. So I have minus 160 cosine 40. Let's simplify the 64 plus 100. So I get 164 minus 160 cosine 40. Throw that baby into your calculator.
Should we simplify? Wait, yeah.
I like to play it safe, so if it were me, I would put this in parentheses, just because, I don't know, I get parentheses crazy.
Shouldn't we?
41.
Can you
24.
subtract the 164
Yeah.
and the 160 and get 4?
No, because the 160 is attached to the
All of
cosine.
that.
So it's kind of like 164 minus 160x. You can't combine these two.
41.43.
Hold on, buddy. Does that make sense, Jonah?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you have the same question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what, Allison?
41.43.
41 point, I'm gonna go 4329, is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, just like when we had, Pythagorean theorem, distance formula, whatever, I still have this squared here. To get rid of squared, Allison says square root. So if I square root 41.4329,
43.
I get, one decimal spot, 6.4. If you want, are we good here? Can I scroll up a little bit?
Yes.
If you want to put this whole thing in your calculator, you can. I would just be very cautious. I would put parentheses here, maybe even here. I don't know.
Parentheses everywhere.
Parentheses everywhere. Like I said, I would just be very cautious if you're not sure to put that in your calculator. Okay. Questions here? Yes, no, maybe so? On?
No.
Okay. Alright. The other thing we can do is find an angle measure using the same formula. Okay? Tells me the lengths of the sides of a triangle are 10, 14, and 15. So let's draw a triangle. 10, 14, 15. Love when I do that. Okay. Then it says, what's the measure of the angle opposite the longest side? Well, which is the longest side? 15. So I want the angle across from it. So I'm looking for this angle right here. We'll put a degree sign even. Okay. Good on the picture? Okay. Do I have, so you know how we're looking for SAS? Is my angle in between two sides? Yeah. And then I have the angle, or I'm sorry, not the angle, the side across from it. So our setup's just going to look a little bit different, okay, since we're looking for an angle. Well, in our last one, the side that goes out by itself is the one across from our angle, okay? So we're going to have out by itself is 15 squared. See if you can fill in the rest. This is. Okay. This is you gotta go make it. I was actually. I know. Well, and I thought you could just go down later, but.
I should have came down.
Did you do a long time ago?
This is
I was gonna say, and called you down.
Did you put the parentheses on the end?
Okay, so like I said, our side across from the angle goes out by itself, so we got 15 squared. Okay, same thing as before, the two sides next to our angle get squared and added together. So I have 10 squared plus 14 squared. Okay, then I have minus 2 times my sides, again 10 and 14, and then cosine of my angle. Okay. I know. Do you see it go like on top? It's
Yeah.
like blue light, blue light. Okay, questions on the setup? I don't know. I feel like it's only when I use my blue pen too.
Try using a different color pen
Sure do, but don't worry.
and we'll see if it happens.
They're not so smart, John.
Oh, it does it.
Did it?
Yeah, it just.
See, it just doesn't happen. Okay, anywho's. 15 squared is how much?
225.
225. Let's do all this together. 10 squared plus 14 squared. That is okay to go in at once. What do I get from there?
296.
296 minus, now we're just going to take 2 times 10 times 14,
280.
280,
Negative 280.
and then we have our cosine x. You can use the negative or you can just leave a minus sign, however you want to think about it. Okay, good through there.
Yes.
Okay, I need to get this cosine x by itself. Okay, this is kind of like how we solved for, what do we have, cosine, sine, tangent on the quiz. I need to get this 296 over. How do I do it? Subtract it, so minus 296, minus 296. 225 minus 296 should be negative 71. Yeah? And I still have all this left. So negative 280 cosine x. How do I get the cosine x by itself? Divide by negative 280. Good. Both sides divide by negative 280. If you put that in your calculator, what do we get? Give me 4 decimal spots.
0.2436.
24 or 25?
I got 2.5.
25. Just checking, no worries. Okay, when I look for an angle, how do I get rid of the cosine? Inverse. So in your calculator, you are putting inverse cosine of 0.2536. Give me 1 decimal spot. 75.3. Questions? The only placement that matters is that your angle and the side that goes by itself are the ones across from each other. Okay, also your angle needs to be between your two sides, but as far as once you get to the formula, that's the big part. Okay. No questions? Okay, we got one more example. It says triangle RST, let's draw it. RST. And label our picture, it says S is 41. How do I know if it's a side or angle? Lowercase. Also, I think the angles have degrees and angle signs. T is 53. And R is 126. Angle R, that is. I need to find the measure of angle T. I'll put it there.
What did you have to do to find out the length of R and then you figure out?
I think that's an awesome idea. Allison says, I think we should find the length of R and go from there.
Is that right?
It is right.
Yay.
Hey, super genius. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is find this side, okay? Side R. That is the first thing we're gonna do. Do I have the angle across from it? Yeah, do I have the sides that
Yes.
surround that angle? Yes, okay. So when I set up, the R, since it's across from my angle, is gonna go out by itself. Okay. Then what? Perfect. 53 squared plus 41 squared. And what? 2 times 53 times 41. I'm going to erase this stuff. Hopefully everybody has that. What else? Good. Cosine of 126. Okay. Let's do our 53 squared plus 41 squared. Slower, 4,000. 90 minus 2 times 53 times 41. 4, 3, 4, 6 times the cosine of 126. Now throw all that in your calculator.
That's what I got.
Okay, one last step to find my side. What is it? Square root. Good. $83.9. Yeah. Okay, so this side, let's go back to our picture. This side is 83.9. How does that help me find my angle T that I'm looking for?
Because then you can use the length of RT and see it.
Because now you have two sides on opposite.
Yeah, you have all three sides on now. All you have to do is what we did on problem 2. Technically, because problem 2 had all three sides, but not the angle.
So you can, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. You can do log cosines again, yeah. We can also do, I think, Jonah, maybe what you're talking about, that we have opposite sides and opposite angles. Is that what you said?
We have the x, and then we have two sides on the other side of the x.
Yeah. So you're talking about log cosines again?
Yeah.
Okay, you can use log cosines again. You can also, we have angle side opposite, use law of sines like we used yesterday. Okay, I think law of sines is faster, but law of cosines will also work. Okay, can we try law of sines? Is that okay? Okay. So remember, sines are on top. So we have, I'm gonna lose my triangle, that's okay. Sine of 126 over the side across from it, which is 83.9, right? How's the other fraction go? 53, good. How do I solve? Cross multiply. So I got 83.9 sine x equals 53 sine of 126. How do I get sine x by itself?
Divide by 3.9.
So I have the sine of x equals 53 sine of 126 divided by 83.9. If I put just this in my calculator, what do I get out?
.511.
0.5111. How do I get rid of the sign?
Inverse sine.
Inverse, because I'm looking for an angle. So if I take the inverse sine of 0.5111, what do I get?
30.7387.
30.7 degrees. I don't know. Do you think that's faster than cosine? Maybe not. A little bit different. Spice it up. Okay. Questions? That one was a lot. Okay. Last thing, then we'll get going. We good here? Blake, you good, buddy? Okay. All right. Trying to decide between law of sines and law of cosines. If I have the lengths of two sides and the measure of the included angle, so I'm gonna draw a picture. I have two sides and the angle in between, and I am looking for my third side. Which ones that look like, sine or cosine? Yeah, cosine. Okay. Anytime you're gonna involve all three sides and one angle, probably going to be cosines. Okay. I have the lengths of three sides and I'm looking for one angle. So I have side, 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 looking for, I don't know, that angle. What should I use? Cosine. The measure of two angles and the length of the included side are given. So this time we got two angles and the included sides, so this side, and I'm looking for the length of another side. So let's say this one. Okay. Two angles, two sides. What do you think I should use? Sine. To solve this one, I have this angle across from this side, missing the angle across from here, but what do I know about triangles? Is it easy to find this angle? Yeah, just subtract from 180 the other two. So that one's really easy to get. Okay, here's kind of a breakdown. Law of sines. Angle, side, angle. Angle, angle, side. Or side, side, angle. Law of cosines would be side angle side and SSS. If you want to write this on your pink sheet, that is a-okay with me. You have law signs on your pink sheet, right? How do I feel?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
A little too much. No? Yes, no, maybe.